DC the beat man.
So epic.
All right, so we are back. Look, hope you all enjoyed the highlights. I usually do, and I put a little bit of effort into them. So, when you see them from time to time, give them a couple likes, maybe even a comment. I wouldn't mind. I would appreciate it. But look, we're not going to talk about my highlights, though. We're going to talk about other people's highlights. And they're the MVPs. That's right, for the 2023 NFL MVPs. Byron, let me just ask you this. Has anyone told you look like Jalen Hurts right now? I'm just saying, you like with the hood. No. I'm saying maybe you should walk around with the Eagles gear on and just tell people you Jalen Hurts, see what shakes. You might, I don't know, you might be able to sign some autographs, fake some people out. Might make that a video.
Nah, never heard that one before.
But that is your MVP choice, though. So I need you to tell people why he is your MVP choice.
Yeah, I would say it's a couple things. I think influence. I think MVP doesn't mean the best player. It's the most valuable player to your team, to the success of your team. Now, there's a bunch of guys you could be, Mahomes is successful and he's spreading the ball out. I get that. But I would say Hurts has made such an impact on and off the field. We don't know his impact inside the locker room. You know what I mean? They always rave about it. The analysts, people who are, players on the team always talk highly of Hurts. You can see how the guys buy into him, buy into the system and things like that. The team is structured around the skill set of himself. I would say Hurts, this season, they've just bought in. They bought in, but I think it starts with him buying into the coaching staff, buying into the personnel. You could see how getting him a number one and AJ Brown, how successful he's been. Then having Devontae Smith and things like that, how they've been all clicking. I think if you take Hurts off the Eagles, they aren't the Eagles. I think they are a 500 team, truth be told.
Really?
I think his leadership. Is that important. I don't think Hurts is the MVP because of his skill set. I think he's an MVP because of his leadership. And for me, yeah, go ahead. I'm listening.
No, I'm saying it's interesting you say that because, all right, like for example, in basketball, right, the leadership aspect I definitely hear because you got to play offense and defense.
Right.
But the Eagles have one of the best defenses. That has nothing to do with quarterback for me. So, like, when you say he has when I look at the Eagles, I think personally defense before I think offense. That's just me, though. That's just me. Because, like, how they've been presented, the games that you've seen, even though they've let teams, score against them, that defense I still believe in. Like, especially come playoff time, I think they'll show up a little bit more so. Like, they'll be around the Cowboy ranking in terms of defense. So, you don't knock, I guess, Jalen Hurts at all for his MVP chances? He has a tremendous defense. You don't knock him for that?
No, I don't think that's necessarily his fault that he has a good defense. Necessarily. At the end of the day, he still needs to put the ball in the right place. He still needs to, make the plays and, call the offense, command the offense and things like that, not turn the ball over. He's doing a good job of that. He's making all the throws. He's making all the reads. I think both go hand in hand. And one thing I really dislike is when people praise a quarterback so much for the success of the team in regards to how a quarterback is playing. I really hate that. I really hate or despise. I'm a wide receiver. I played receiver my whole life, but football is a team game. Both sides have to. There's 11 components on defense, 11 components on offense, 11 components on special teams. It takes 33 different people or 33 combinations of people to be successful on the field. And I think, for me, it's one of those things to where, yes, he has a good defense, and that's good. That's all good. But I would say buying into, they know, okay, we got a guy who's going to put us in position to win and succeed on the offensive side. I think it's about each side feeding off each other. We don't know what's going on the sidelines to where it's like, hey, get us a stop, or hey, if they score, don't worry about it, I got us, right? We don't know what happened behind closed doors. And I think for me, that's why I say Hurts is MVP, is because of his leadership style. I mean, everybody raves about him. I don't know him personally. Everybody raves about Hurts, the coaching staff, the players, the personnel. Everybody raves about him. Everybody raves about the type of man that he is, leadership. So like I said, I don't know the guy personally, but I'm just going off what I hear. And I think a team that's more bought into the people around them will be more successful than, hey, I have the talent and ability to do X, Y, Z. I mean, there's a lot of teams that have players in position, but it's like those players aren't as bought in to the system and to the team. And then you can see teams that look good on paper, i.e. the Broncos, they look great on paper. But they're not bought into the team, whether it be the quarterback, whether it be the coaching staff. They're not bought in. And you got guys, you know what I mean? So you see that. You see a team that's not as bought in, but they look good on paper. They got the personnel, but they just can't mesh. They don't mesh. And I think Hurts is the perfect mesher of personalities, because, so I mean, Carson Wentz, they don't like playing Carson Wentz.
Like you gotta have somebody manage the team properly. So I do hear you on that. I think there are definitely a lot more talented players out there, but like you said, it's not this isn't who's the best player. It's who's the most valuable, and I think they kind of overlap sometimes. Like value, best, like those two kind of overlap. But this one is a little bit different. So
right.
You mentioned. So like you said yours was Jalen Hurts. Let me ask you this then, because there are a couple of other people out there that have a really solid case. Like, for example, why does Jalen Hurts outduel Josh Allen for you?
That's tough. I mean, that's tough. I mean, you can go Hurts, Mahomes, and Josh Allen. I mean, you could put them all in the same category in regards to impact on their team. I mean, all of them are so important to their teams, to the success of their team, whether it be their skill, their ability. Like, I mean, they're all really important. Their leadership. Josh Allen's a leader on their team as well. So, you could go any type of person on that. I think it's tough to choose kind of one person, because people are impactful in different ways, and I think that's the one thing I personally believe awards should be decided from personnel, voted upon personnel versus outside media and people. I believe that the NFL players or organizational players, NBA players, Major League Soccer, baseball, because those are the ones that are playing against these people.
Right.
I don't think. Yeah, I mean, we media, and I mean, we should have a voice, and voice our opinion, but we don't know the impact. We just report what we see. Right. But the actual impact of that person, people on the field playing against these individuals, they can see what's happening behind closed doors, what's being said on the field, what's being done on the field. So, to me, Hurts is the MVP because nobody expected the Eagles to be what they are today. Everybody expected the Bills to be very good and the Chiefs. I didn't expect the Eagles to be 14-1 or 13-1, whatever they are. I didn't expect that. I expected the Bills and the Chiefs to be what they are because of the skill set of the quarterback and their coaching staff. The Eagles coaching staff, I mean, you can argue their coaching staff is not better than the Bills or the Chiefs. You could argue that. So I would say for them coming out how they came up, being the team that they are, I tip my hat off to the extension of the coaching staff, which is the quarterback. And they have the best record in the league. I think Hurts is a major reason behind that. reason behind that.
Okay. Now, I get the quarterback stance, right? Like for me, when you started talking about coaching, I'm like, okay, like if we're breaking down coaches by coaches, and if it's favoring the Bills, it's favoring the Chiefs, definitely. Okay, well maybe Jalen Hurts get some love for that. Travis Kelce is better than anybody on the Eagles for me personally. And Stephon and Stephon Diggs is better than anybody on the Eagles for me personally. I'm sorry, like that. So I hear you too. They get the leg up over Jalen Hurts for that as well.
Yep.
Joe Burrow even got some boys on him. He got some dogs, you know what I'm saying? But they came along a little too late. Tua, you had the injury, then you started losing a little late as well. So I think if Tua kept being undefeated and they were blowing teams out, like, all right, maybe we might have a different race right now. But that didn't happen. Gino, we already talked about. What about defensively, though? Micah Parsons, you know what I mean? Like, look, we had a little back and forth, right? Like, I saw the eye roll. Like, I see a little discomfort right there. Like, can Micah can we give him MVP? Because, again, that Cowboys defense was pretty stout. Granted, yes, they did lose recently. I understand that. But, like, still, though, like.
I would say this.
Micah? Why not?
I mean,
Micah?
I would
He's
say
the most dominant player right now.
Is he?
Who's more dominant than him? You can go Aaron Donald, and I'd say okay, cool. But outside,
dominance in the sense of what? I mean, he doesn't lead the NFL in sacks. Bosa does. So, I mean, I like Micah. He's very versatile. He's very athletic. I think for Micah, he needs to be on the field more than what he is. Oftentimes, I wouldn't say he doesn't. He's off the field more than you think. He when he plays, he's very fresh. If you watch a Cowboys game, they treat him like a exotic car, if you will. He's not. Now, granted, yes, he's on the field making plays, but he's not a 3-down guy. Every possession, he's not on the field like that. He gets a lot of breaks. I'm not discrediting his talent, his impact. The defense is playing very, very well. I think Dan Quinn is doing a good job as well. He's doing a great job with that defense. I mean, even last season, you've seen him playing very, very well defensively. It is because of Micah. I mean, he is a key component to their defense. I want to see, for me to crown him Defensive Player of the Year, I want to see him go against the MVP next week, which is Jalen Hurts.
Okay,
that's what I want.
Next week,
I want to see. Yeah, I think that game, which they would talk about how it's going to break records already because it's really highly anticipated. Those are both historical organizations playing against each other, and they're very good this season. I want to see the Cowboys defense versus the Eagles offense next week. That's what I want to see. I think that will be able for me to determine, is Hurts the MVP or is Micah the defensive MVP? Because if both players play well, both players are making impact. If that is the case, then I tip my hat out to both sides, and hey, it is what it is. But this season, Micah probably is Defensive Player of the Year. This season, he's probably Defensive Player of the Year. I can't probably name a better player this year. Aaron Donald, he hasn't been quiet. It's just the Rams aren't really that good.
Right, yeah, his team messed him up.
Yeah, his team isn't that good.
And then Von Miller went out, so you can't really give it to him no more.
Von is out, and then Bosa on the 49ers. I mean,
has he been healthy?
No, the other Bosa on the Chargers. One of them leads the league in sacks. I forgot which one it is. I'm not gonna lie to you. One of them has like 16.5 or 15.5.
It might be on the 49ers then.
Yeah, I think I think it's Nick. I think Nick's on the 49ers. So, I mean, they got the best defense in the league. Best defense in the league, and they're playing with a third string quarterback now.
Yeah.
They're not playing with a $40 million a year QB and Dak Prescott. So, Micah, yeah, I could argue.
But to be fair, let's not discredit the Cowboys because they did play with Cooper Rush for a little bit too, like 5, 6 games or something like that. So it was a nice little stretch. and he had to help carry that team. And now it's like, all right, Dak's
Yeah.
supposed to carry that squad now. So I mean, he people were talking more about the Cowboys' defense than they were the
Right.
offense, and now they're talking about the offense. Granted, because of Dak's return, but
Right.
I mean, the offense has been putting up some quality numbers here and there too. So I mean, I note that I think it's interesting what you said. If they both ball out, right?
Yeah.
And if they both had a dominant campaign, I personally might give the nod to the defensive player. If I'm voting for MVP, I might, just because it's more, like, it's tougher. Like when I play video games, right? It's so much easier to win as a quarterback. It's so much more enjoyable because you can control a lot more. But on the defensive end, your impact is that great. I have to tip my cap to you. Like, so I might lean at it from that standpoint. But if you go Jalen Hurts, so I can't be mad at that either. Because I mean, Jalen has been playing rather phenomenal, and it's not it's all eye-popping numbers. No, not really.
Right.
It's more so just how he's been working the team, how he's been leading the squad, how he's been poised. That's really the big deal. So I think coming out of college, you know, he lost his job to Tua. Oh, now everyone's kind of like going at him, but now he's worked his way back into the limelight. You always appreciate that, and I don't take that for granted at all. So I'm not mad at Tua. I mean, I'm not mad at Jalen being the MVP. For folk, I think I said this like a couple months ago that he might end up winning it. Like, it's a very strong case. You can't sleep on Patty Mahomes though, but I can't be mad at that. Real quick before we transition, if he does win it, can he repeat?
Who?
Jalen. If he wins MVP this year, can he repeat it?
I think it's harder to win multiple because the media doesn't. The media wants to see new faces and new places. So that's why I said that's why you got LeBron, who didn't win multiple. You know, that's why you got, you know, or LeBron, who didn't win more than when he should have. Kobe, you know, guys like that, because everybody likes a new face. So I would say that's more or less what it comes down to. So the answer to your question is no.
Okay. I got you. Well, that was a good segment. Ladies and gentlemen. Please stay tuned though. We got some more. Forget a bucket, but hope you all enjoy the highlights. So, but you know, we will see how that shakes out though. So, but Byron, I greatly appreciate you coming on the show, my boy. We will definitely do this again. You know, he was out and about coaching and whatnot, so we making sure that we bring you back on because football season's ramping. Well, I guess ending in a little while, so we know make sure we covering up some of the NFL. But before we go, you got anything you want to say?
Nah, man. You know, just, you know, everybody have a blessed holiday. You know, be safe. You know, be responsible. You know what you do, how you do it. That's it. You know, definitely good being here. You know, look forward to talking more about, you know, the holiday games that come. You know, that NBA Christmas is always one of my favorite times. You know, so definitely enjoy NBA Christmas. You know, y'all have a happy holidays, a blessed holidays, and, you know, see y'all soon. Appreciate the invite.
Definitely. Well, I mean, I'm not even going to try to follow that. I get everything he said. Hope y'all have a good one, though. Greatly appreciate that, Byron. And everyone, have a happy holidays. Tune in next time. See y'all. I appreciate you, my boy.
I did not know you guys were still here. As you can see, we're at the back end of the show. No pun intended, but look, hope you all enjoyed it. And before you go, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow the IG account, share the content to anybody who's anybody. And most importantly, leave your thoughts and comments below. But I got to go back and play Buddy in 2K, so let me unmute him real quick. Excuse me. Hey, boss, I'm back. Nah, you better catch this word. You know we get buckets around here, too.